This is Franchise Today, brought to you by FRM Solutions, providers of the best-in-class software solutions for franchise relationship management. Franchise Today is your destination for weekly information, conversations, and interviews with accomplished industry leaders, all of whom share best practices for sustainable growth and sensible franchising. Here now, your host, Stan Friedman, to kick off this week's podcast.
Today is Wednesday, June 2nd. I'm Stan Friedman, and this is a very special commercial-free Memorial Day holiday episode of Franchise Today. Well, I was going to take a week off this week for the holiday and give you guys a break as well. But something compelling changed my mind, and spontaneous as it was just too much fun to let it go by without sharing it with you. So here's the reason I decided to do this episode today. For all my years in radio prior to franchising, I've been on the receiving end of calls coming into a radio station, but I've never been the person making that call. Well, that changed last Tuesday. I'm sitting in front of Fresh Market. My wife is inside picking up some food that was ordered, and we're dialed in the car to her favorite radio show every Monday through Friday, 4 to 7. She listens to this guy named Mark Arum on WSB, who arguably is probably one of the friendliest people I've ever heard on the radio, has a cast of characters around him, does a pretty uplifting and entertaining kind of show, but it's more her thing than mine. I just happened to be sitting in the car, waiting for her to come out. We were dialed into the program because that's what we were listening to on the way to the store. Well, that changed when the conversation that was ensuing was all about chicken wings and very quickly captured my interest and attention. Listen.
Hey, welcome to the show, folks. It is Tuesday. This is Atlanta's News and Talk with Mark Arum here with you from 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday on 95.5 WSB. Oh, so I'm driving into the show today. This is crazy. So I stopped to get some lunch on the way in, and I go to my shopping center on Howell Mill Road, and there's my American Deli. It's been there for years. And on the corner of the little strip mall kind of joint was a dry cleaner that had been there as long as I've been here. But apparently this dry cleaner in the shopping center in Howell Mill couldn't make it, and they closed down. And I noticed today that they're putting a Wingstop in the dry cleaner area. I'm like, wow, that's an interesting choice. Only because, and full disclosure, I don't know if I've ever had Wingstop. I've heard of them. I might have had it. I just, all the wings and things and Wingstops and whatever, I don't know if I've ever had it. But I thought it was a ballsy move to go in. There's like one little tax joint in between American Deli, who are famous for their wings. Then there's a little tax prep service, and now this Wingstop's going in. And I was like, wow, like shots fired. That's ballsy. Whoever's like, we're putting that Wingstop next to the American Deli. Like, I don't know how it's going to fly. People are loyal to their joints. So I was stunned. It's like a Lowe's opening right next to a Home Depot. It was shocking. And the poor tax prep service, they don't know what's coming. They're stuck in the middle.
They get the best of both worlds. They can try a little bit of Wingstop.
But here's the deal. I'd hate to work at that tax service because the owner of American Deli is like, well, you've been coming here for years, tax guy. Like, I better not see you at that Wingstop. There's pressure. There's like the Palestinian chicken from Curb Your Enthusiasm, right? Larry,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Larry, the other Jewish folks in Larry's community didn't want him going to the Palestinian chicken place, but it was really good. Yeah. So we went.
Chicken.
So I want to talk about this. And it was so stunning to me that I took a picture of it. Like, there's very few things I'm like, I got to get a picture. I've got to get a picture of the Wingstop with the cojones to build right next to an American Deli. So I thought, and I don't know if those two operations are natural rivalries, right? It's not a McDonald's, Burger King kind of thing or a KFC, Popeyes kind of thing. I don't know if they're big enough to be, natural rivalries, but I know they serve similar items, and I know there's going to be a rivalry that develops there, and I'm very curious to see. I don't know if both can survive, to be honest with you. I mean, there's only so many wings you can sell in a 100-yard radius. It's just, I will follow this. I will continue coverage on what's going on there with the wing situation. But it got me thinking about rivalries. Rivalries can really light a fire. And so I just want to talk about rivalries in business and in life in honor of what I think is going to be a heated rivalry on Howell Mill Road. That American Deli, the tried and true long-term staple of the Howell Mill Road food scene, going to take on this new up-and-comer called Wingstop that just planted their flag next door. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK on Twitter and Instagram at Mark Arum. Stick around. More fun to come. This is Atlanta's News and Talk with Mark Arum on 95.5 WSB.
Well, as his rant continued, I was most entertained and acutely aware that while he loves his wings and is passionate about American deli, he had no idea who's who and what's what in the chicken wing world. Well, that's what motivated me to call into his show. Listen.
Well, excuse me, let me let you know the time on
438, 87 degrees on Peachtree Street. Talking about what I think is a developing rivalry on Howell Mill Road. My American Deli's been a standout in the neighborhood for years. And all of a sudden, a Wingstop is setting up camp literally one storefront down. I think we got a massive wing rivalry on the table. And I think rivalries are actually good for business, good for competition. Dan is in Marietta. Stan, welcome to the broadcast, buddy.
Thank you, Mark. Got to tell you first off, my wife is your fan. I just happened to be along for the ride and heard you talking chicken wings.
Fair enough. I love your wife.
Love you too.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so I'm a subject matter expert on franchising and chicken wings.
Oh, talk to me.
I'm a native New Yorker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the chairman of the National Buffalo Wing Hall of Fame. Which we call
Hold on, Stan. I don't know if you ever listen to the show, but we have a special breaking news sounder for things like this. Joining us live is Stan, who is on the board of directors. Is that what you said? What's your title?
Chairman of the National Buffalo Wing Hall of Fame, which we call the Hall of Flame.
I'm going to refer to you as His Honor from now on. Welcome to the program, Stan. Thank you.
So I've spent some time in the chicken wing business and a great many years in the franchise business. And here's what I'll tell you about Wingstop. I know nothing about the American Deli, but Wingstop on Howell Mill is part of a 1,400 chain NASDAQ-traded franchise organization that does chicken wings as well as they do franchising. They are a stellar organization operationally, and don't know the American Deli's product, so it's hard to talk about it.
But Wingstop is a major player in the industry, is what you're saying.
They are, absolutely.
So this is very interesting to me because I love food and I love franchising, and I'm becoming a big fan of yours, Stan. Obviously, they don't just willy-nilly throw up these franchises, right? There's research that goes into it. And they obviously did the research that said the American Deli's not going to be an issue here. We're going to go in and take this spot over.
If they put a location in the same center, they did it fearlessly. And literally, to your point, the amount of research that goes into real estate site selection and location selection, just unparalleled. They don't do things by accident or by happenstance. They do them deliberately and with intention.
I absolutely love the expertise we're getting here from Stan and Marietta. Stan, let's talk big picture. The pandemic, post-pandemic, Longoria and I are paying a lot more at the grocery store for beef and chicken. Is this pricing increase at the retail level going to impact what we pay at the retail level as far as a Wingstop is concerned? Are the wing prices going to go up, or have they already?
They already have. In fact, you're going to start seeing something that no one dreamed you'd ever see before. You're going to start seeing wings on menus priced at market price.
Like a lobster, like market price.
Exactly.
Wow. Stan, I wish I can go into midnight, Stan. This is fantastic. What else do we need to know in the chicken wing business right now as we approach the end of May? What's the long-term forecast?
You're in for a drought. Chicken wings are in very short supply. Chicken overall, poultry is in short supply, and wings predominantly, because there's only 2 of them on a bird. So you're going to start seeing scarcity. There's going to be shortages. You're going to have restaurants that are in the wing space trying to counter-program their menus more toward tenders or to other parts of the bird or to other proteins that can be sauced with the same types of flavor profiles that we all enjoy on our wings. But wings are in a very, very short supply right now.
Stan, can you hang on 1 second? Because I'm not done with you, buddy. This is fantastic stuff. I got to check traffic, though. You cool to hang on for 30 seconds?
Sure.
All right. Stan from the, what's your exact title again? Deborah's going to write it down for me. The
chairman of the National Buffalo Wing Hall of Flame, which is connected to the National Buffalo Wing Festival, which is an event that takes place every Labor Day weekend in, yes, Buffalo, New York.
Isn't it amazing how a little bit of knowledge goes such a long way? Mark Arum started the show defending the American Deli and seemingly very much opposed to the idea of Wingstop entering the same shopping center. And after just a few minutes of conversation and a little product and franchise knowledge imparted, listen to the difference in attitude. I had a ton of fun with this, and here's the wrap-up.
Continuing our coverage with Stan, who is the chairman of the National Buffalo Wing Hall of Flame on the Mark Arum Show. I'm an amateur, obviously. I'm an enthusiast, a wing enthusiast. But I would, from what you just told us, Stan, I would think an operation as large as the Wingstop would have an advantage supply chain-wise over an American Deli because their purchasing power is so much greater than a smaller American Deli kind of operation.
Absolutely, totally correct. Chains the size of a Wingstop are going to be under contract more than likely and are going to have supply chain advantages that an independent would never, ever be able to rival. Look, Wingstop through the pandemic saw double-digit positive comp sales. They were so well built for COVID. Most of the food that they serve is eaten off-premise by design. Mm-hmm. That's their business model. So you can walk in and you can eat inside a small, like the size of a Subway, most of their restaurants might be, but most people pick up and carry food home or have it delivered. So Wingstop was COVID ready. They were built for COVID, if you will. So they had an amazing year, and there's no sign of them slowing down, because another thing that they can do that American Deli and others that are independent can't compete with is the frictionless transaction. So those are the kinds of competitive advantages that a chain its size brings to bear that an independent just can't compete with.
You wisely said there's only 2 wings on every bird. That means it's tougher to get. Will we see an explosion or a push for the boneless wings now? Will they be pushed out more aggressively than the traditional wings?
Boneless will be, tenders will be, and other proteins that are compatible with the flavor profiles that we enjoy on our chicken wings. You might even see pork. You might see other meats that are going to be experimented with to try to allay the shortage on chicken wings.
Final and lastly, the most important question for you, Stan. Stan, the expert, the chairman, walks into a wing joint. You prefer flats or drums?
Prefer drums, and I love lemon pepper, dry rub, love that, but my favorite flavor is the traditional medium.
Stan, I'm about to be your new BFF. I'm going to put you on hold. Low T's going to get some info. What's your wife's name, by the way, Stan?
Paula.
Paula, thanks for getting Stan to call in to the Mark Arum Show. That was fantastic. Rivalries. The expert says Wingstop's got the advantage over my American Deli. We shall see. Your call's next. This is Atlanta's News and Talk with Mark Arum on WSB. 4:55. This is Atlanta's News and Talk with Mark Arum. Stan is, seriously, I might invite him to my wedding in September. I have a feeling we're going to become fast friends.
Well, apparently, Mark Arum had as good a time talking with me as I did with him as he ended the program, awarding yours truly Star of the Show honors.
Let's do Star of the Show there, Longoria, the stoic one, the alleged stoic man.
And now, are you guys ready for the Mark Arum Star of the Show?
It is Stan, the chairman of the Buffalo Wing Hall of Flame, my new BFF. What a great call that was.
Truth be told, I've become a fan of his as well, and like my wife, will continue tuning in to WSB 95.5 on the FM dial here in Atlanta every Monday through Friday from 4 to 7. Well, that's about it for today. We'll be back next week when my guest will be Jared Sessler, longtime franchisor, now running for United States Congress. Until then, I'm Stan Friedman, wishing you the best, the very best of all things franchising, and Franchise Today is out.
Franchise Today is a production of FRM Solutions, providing best-in-class CRM tools to empower relationships with prospective and existing franchisees. No excuses, just solutions. Find them online at frmsolutions.com. Join Stan every Wednesday at noon Eastern for another live episode of Franchise Today. Or, as always, download episodes on demand at blogtalkradio.com or iTunes.
When you're part of a military family, you understand sacrifice and support. So at American Public University, we honor your dedication by extending our military tuition savings to your extended family. Parents, spouses, legal partners, siblings, and dependents all qualify for APU's preferred military rate of just $250 per credit hour for undergraduate and master's level programs. American Public University. Value for the whole family. Learn more at apu.apus.edu/military.